Good day, everyone. So today we will study another topic in English. So today we will study about newspaper and types of newspaper articles. So in this lesson, you will be able to accomplish the following objectives. The first one, exhibit the understanding of different types of newspaper articles. And you're going to gather current information from newspapers. So what is a newspaper? So when we say newspapers, newspapers are rich sources of information. So they can provide they can provide you with the most recent data and updates about significant and noteworthy events happening across the world. Nevertheless, you must get familiar with all the types of news articles first in order to easily locate the kind of information you are seeking for. So, are you ready to know the different types of newspaper articles? Okay, so these are the types of newspaper articles. So, we have local news article, national news article, international news article, feature article, and editorial. So let us first tackle what is a news article. When we say a local news article, it focuses on the recent happenings in your neighborhood. For example, a local news story would be an article on a city council meeting. Another information or another example is the local sports, local crime and justice, local weather, local business and economy, and local events. So it focuses on a recent happening in your neighborhood. So this is what we call local news articles. So let's proceed to the next type of article, the national news article. So it focuses on what is happening in a whole country. So an example of that is a national news article would be an article on the state passing a new bill, or it can be a political or trade news magazines, or can be a club newsletters and technology news websites. So those are examples of national news articles. Another news article is an international news articles. So it focuses on the events that are happening outside the country. As you remember, the story of an influenza outbreak in Chile would be considered an international news story. Another example of international news article is these examples. So, as you can see, we have no need to panic over this pandemic. So, this is an example of an international news article. So it happened outside the country. So next one is this one, the Washington Post. So as you can see, we have the news, the Romney bolster his case to GOP with triple win. So that is also an example of international news articles. So remember, when we say international news articles, so it focuses on the events that are happening outside the country. Next one. So we have also a feature article. So when we say a feature article, it is an article that is about softer news. So a feature may be a profile of a person who does a lot of volunteer work in the community, or a movie review. So feature articles are not considered news story. So for example, Here is the article first appeared in the Irish Independent Written Word supplement on Monday, 26 January 2015. So as you can see, we have written meditating on mindfulness, hocus pocus or miracle cure. As you can see, it is about, or it can be, a profile of a person who does a lot of volunteer work. So another thing is the graduation bucket list. So this is also an example of feature article. So remember that the feature articles are not considered news stories. Okay? So the last news articles is the editorial. So when we say an editorial is an article that contains the writer's opinion. So it's about the opinion of the writer or the news writer. So we can say that editorials are usually run all together on a specific page of the paper and focuses on the current events. So editorial are not considered news stories. So these are examples of editorial. Editorial is it's easy to find because it is written editorial. So one example of this editorial is a matter of life. So this is a writer's opinion about matter of life. Another thing is the opinion or the writer's opinion about good for Kingston. These are these are examples of editorial. Again, so when we say editorial, it's about or it contains the writer's opinion. And it's not also considered as a news stories. Okay? Understood? Okay, so that's good. So that's all. And that's all for today. And thank you.